even bother being spiritual? That's a weird question. So, hey guys, welcome back to Just Be Kind Challenge. My name is Angela, and I am here with Man. And I just wanted to come here and talk about this thing about why to even bother being spiritual. Like, what is the whole spiritual thing being? Now, I'm not saying being religious, which that's completely different from being spiritual, but like, why do you actually bother to be spiritual, or what does being spiritual means? And like, for me, it's kind of natural because ever since I was a little girl, or I have memory, I remember of being spiritual, of this whole thing about the universe and God and all of these things, but it was more about looking for answers and knowing why things happen. Because for me, like, the whole science things and then the whole thing, like, I don't really go with that. I'm not saying it's not true, but it's just the same. It doesn't go with me. What do you think, man?
Sorry, what's the question?
Like, are you spiritual, or are you more like do you go more with science facts, or not really?
Well, both has its merits. Spirituality. Before I was on the journey of spirituality, my behavior, my mind, body, and spirit would be all over the place, right? And
What do you mean all over the place?
as in, like, I've always realized one thing, that I'm a person of who can control their mind.
Right.
But then there's more to that. Meditation, abundance, law of attraction, spirituality. Like, to me, that all combines into one. And being able to discover this has given me a lot of peace. Not just in the mind, but also physically as well. Because I just used to be very reactive. I used to, whenever someone called me names, I'll be like, "Oh, why are you calling me names?" Or like,
Oh,
"What? Why are you saying that for? Is it because I'm Asian or something like that?" Like,
God.
I used to have all those thoughts, but now it's just breathe, be calm. Namaste.
So now you don't like get affected by that?
Not as much as before.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, I think like one of the biggest things is like, people say like, oh, everything starts with your mind, and you have to work your mind, and you have to have a positive mindset, or you need to train your mind, and like a lot of things, like a lot of people talk about like to train your mind, to do everything with your mind, but I think it goes beyond mind, because once you control your mind, like, what do you do after? Like, like in Mind Valley, like they talk about always like, oh, you need to train your mind, but what about after you train your mind? Like, what do you know what I'm talking about?
I think with training your mind, there's no end to it.
Right.
It's always a constant practice. There's always, because we're humans. Naturally, our behaviors are very emotional. We're very emotional creatures. So that's so that's one thing we can't, change. But the one thing that we can change is how we react, how we respond, how do we, come to a situation and be like, okay, do I respond or do I react at this moment? And it's all about, practicing calmness, breathing, and also, doing things regularly so that, you don't forget about it. For example,
and release all of those sounds that are trapped in your mind. Sir, are you okay?
I'm a little messed up.
you'll come to a situation where, oh, why did he say that? Or, oh, that person shouldn't have said it in that way. But then why do you need to, change, or why do you need to be, telling them that, they're wrong or right?
So would you say like being spiritual is just to help you to be calm and like not to worry about anything, and just like breathe and chillax and like hug trees? So like, what do you think is like that?
It's more to that. We're in this physical being right now as humans.
Right. So we are in this body living a human experience.
we're
kind of.
we're all energies at the end of the day. You know, we come here as energy and we leave here as energy, and you know, it's like what Master has taught us. You know, energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred, right?
Right.
So once we leave this, you know, physical body, then you know, we just go and find our next destination in life.
So do you think like once you, because like the question is like why to even bother being spiritual? Like what is the whole purpose about us being spiritual? Because you can definitely come to this life and, you know, hug trees and all of these things, but do you think there is an actual purpose of like why you need to be able not to let people affect you, or like, you know, like you say, like being balanced and all of these things? Do you think there is actually a purpose to it?
I think everyone in this life is on their own journey.
Right.
You know, self-discovery starts from within. How are you as a person is based on your experience in life, right?
Well, yes, but it also depends of how you react. That makes you that person.
So then how do you react based on not knowing of how to react? That's the
Right.
question.
Well, then it goes back to the whole thing about hugging trees and being namaste like you are, right? But I think, in my perspective, I think being spiritual just gives you a better purpose. Like sometimes, like it could be so easily to be just depressed, or it could be so easily to just be like, you know, feeling down or feeling sad or angry, or like, you know, like there's people that they're just angry all the time. But I think like being spiritual will like actually help you to like find more calmness and more peace in your heart and in your mind, and just imagine living just being happy all the time, or not even happy all the time, because it's not like I'm laughing all the time. Are you laughing all the time? Well, you don't. He doesn't really laugh all the time, but oh, he does. But you know what I mean is like just being peaceful all the time. But he's really peaceful, right?
I'm peaceful.
You're extremely peaceful. But yes, guys, so I think just being spiritual is just more than hugging trees and saying namaste. It's like a whole journey of self-discovery, being able to actually get to know yourself, being able to actually see, okay, there is more than myself, and there is energy, or there is a God, or there is a universe. Because like, yes, you have all the science facts about, you know, how we evolve through science, but who was the one who put that animal or who was the one who put that rock, or who was the one who formed those atoms, or whatever you're going to call it, those cells? Like there is something higher than just that rock or that thing that we've learned through science. So I think it's a whole self-discovery journey, right?
Yeah, it's always, you know, improving yourself. You know, spirituality didn't come to me straight away. I actually came onto this journey through self-development, you know.
Through the whole mindset stuff.
Yeah,
right?
through mindset,
I see.
being able to go, you know, both personally and also business, marketing, all that stuff. Just being able to get myself to that next level. Spirituality just came, you know, as a, oh, hey, I'm here kind of thing. And
So you just say hi.
yeah, it's just, you know, it's like, you know, whether you like it or not, we're on this journey. You can call it whatever name you want, but from my experience, if you want to live a life full of, you know, meaning, purpose, you know, having a journey without a destination isn't really a journey.
So it's like we coming to the food place without knowing where we're coming. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we know that we're going here for food, but
Right.
who knows what we could also get in the food shop as well. We could be buying clothes, we could buying dishes, like
Right, but
who knows?
go back to that analogy that you just said, like going through a journey without knowing the destination. Like what do you, like we go through this journey to go to the place shop, but we know we're going to the place shop. Is that like, how is that relatable to spirituality?
As in, you understand that it's always a progression. You're always making yourself.
You make a stop, you make a light, then you turn right, then you turn left, then you arrive to the food place.
Well, you understand that what's the end goal of spirituality? Angel?
What's the angle?
What's the end goal?
Angle? What do you mean the angle of spirituality?
As in, what's the final destination of spirituality? Like, how do you know that you've reached, being the most spiritual person, for example?
Well, if I say this answer in this, all my subscribers will definitely just run away. But I think it's more about like just being in a constant bliss and being in a constant peaceful mode. That even if something happens outside, like it doesn't happen if we're going through a crisis, or if it doesn't happen if it could be anything, even a death of a family member. I feel you still remain calm and peaceful and knowing that you did the best that you could, but that outside thing does not really affect you in the inside. And it's not because you don't care. Like, I was actually talking to Master the other day about this. It's not like you don't care or you're not compassionate. It's just that you have learned to detach, and just being able to detach, like, you just live more calm and worry less. Like, yes, you could, I mean, it's not like we don't go through problems, we do, but it's just more being able to reach that state. So I think that's like the ultimate goal of being spiritual, or even to try to be better being spiritual.
That's a really good point you made there.
Alright,
So
guys.
yeah, just keep following her videos, keep following her channel, you're gonna get more of this, guys.
So guys, thank you so much. This was completely unexpected, and which was really nice. But thank you so much. If you have enjoyed this video, if you have learned anything, please let me know. Also, where are you tuning from, and where are you guys watching, and what do you think about this whole spirituality thing? Like, let me know your thoughts. It will be really good to know in the comments below. Also, if you haven't already done so, like this video and also subscribe, because this year I am dedicated to make your year really kind, to share positivity and kindness to all of you. But the most important is that I would like you to remember that kindness comes with you. But for now, namaste, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to Just Be Kind Challenge. Just Be Kind Challenge. Okay, no.